Okay, get him, Leland.
I'm going over the median.
There was a time, not that long ago, when a man named Dog could charge across a motel parking lot in wraparound sunglasses, hair bleached to perfection, and calmly bark, "Get on the ground, brother," followed by a heartfelt, "Jesus loves you, man," and America couldn't get enough of it. Dog the Bounty Hunter wasn't just a reality show. It was a nicotine-scented redemption drama where justice wore a leather vest, forgiveness came with a pat on the back, and second chances were handed out right after someone got tackled into a hedge.
We're going welfare, social services, crackhead.
Dwayne Dog Chapman was chaos wrapped in conviction. Not exactly a cop, not quite a preacher, but somehow something more dangerous, relatable. Because deep down, we all kind of wanted to believe that a man with a felony murder conviction could bleach his hair, shout at meth addicts, and still become the spiritual backbone of mid-2000s cable TV. And for a while, he did exactly that. Dog became a folk hero, a gladiator in sunglasses, a guy who could flip from predator to pastor in 10 seconds flat. You watched for the action. You stayed for the weirdly emotional sermons. You wondered, wait, am I crying right now? Yes, you were. But here's the thing about folk heroes. They don't retire. They burn out, get canceled, or propose to their assistant on Dr. Oz. This is the story of how Dog the Bounty Hunter went from America's favorite reformed outlaw to just another cautionary tale with a podcast, a broken family, and a merch store no one's buying from. Let's begin. Before the sunglasses, before the catchphrases, and way before the apology tour, there was just Dwayne Chapman, a guy in a Texas prison cell convicted of felony murder. You know him better by his call sign, his brand, his alter ego, Dog the Bounty Hunter. In 1976, Dog wasn't chasing fugitives. He was parked outside while a friend shot and killed a man during a botched drug deal. The court said close enough and sentenced him to 5 years. He served 18 months, came out with a record, a tragic haircut, and what he would later call the education of a lifetime. Not in ethics, not in law, in something far more useful, street psychology. Dog could smell guilt, panic, or meth from a mile away. And more importantly, he knew how to monetize it. His first bounty hunting gig, a judge allegedly offered him a way to pay off child support by chasing down fugitives, because nothing says Dad of the Year like tasering addicts for rent money. But Dog didn't just do the job, he became obsessed. Through the 80s and 90s, he built a reputation in the bail bond world. Loud, intimidating, strangely persuasive, the kind of guy who could cuff you and convert you in the same breath. He wasn't famous, but he was loudly regional. Then came June 2003. Andrew Luster, cosmetics heir, serial rapist, and professional coward. Luster fled his trial, ran to Mexico, and thought he'd disappear. Dog had other plans. He, his sons, and a camera crew tracked Luster to Puerto Vallarta, tackled him, zip-tied him, dragged him back. Luster got 124 years in prison. Dog got national headlines and a criminal charge of his own. Because fun fact, bounty hunting is super illegal in Mexico. Dog was arrested, detained, and eventually hunted by the Mexican government. U.S. Marshals picked him up in Hawaii. Congress got involved. His mullet went federal, but the case collapsed. Statute of limitations. Most people would quietly retreat. Dog got a TV deal. In 2004, A&E launched Dog the Bounty Hunter, and suddenly, Chapman wasn't just a guy with a taser. He was prime time's weirdest moral compass.
Is your daughter here? Is your daughter here? We have a warrant for her arrest. Virginia.
Every episode was the same cocktail. Dog, Beth, Jesus, a little meth, and a whole lot of yelling. America couldn't get enough. 1 minute, Dog was tackling a fugitive into the pavement. The next, crying during a roadside pep talk like a leather-clad Oprah. By 2007, he had books, t-shirts, international syndication, and a platform he used to oppose bail reform because, shocker, he was making serious money off a broken system. He'd gone from convicted felon to folk hero to Fox News talking head.
No end. Please, Dog, please. Since you're in the area, will you...
But here's the catch with redemption arcs. You only get one. And somewhere between the fame, the moral grandstanding, and the televised forgiveness speeches. Every reality show hits that moment, the shift from quirky to uh-oh. For Dog the Bounty Hunter, that moment came not with a fight, but a voicemail. It's 2007. The show's peaking. Dog is a household name. Millions tune in weekly for mullet-fueled justice, tearful hugs, and shouty Jesus metaphors. Then the National Enquirer drops a bomb, a private call between Dog and his son Tucker. In it, Dog repeatedly uses the N-word while ranting about Tucker's black girlfriend. Yes, Dog's own son recorded and sold him out. And the fallout? Instant. A&E pulled the show, sponsors bailed, Twitter wasn't even fully a thing yet, and people were already calling for his head. Dog apologized, claiming he wasn't racist, he'd just used a bad word. Then came the PR tour, meetings with black leaders, interviews, teary statements. But the damage was done. The reformed outlaw brand doesn't survive racial slurs, especially not when you're also wearing Oakleys and preaching forgiveness. Still, the show came back, because ratings. But it wasn't the same. The energy shifted, Dog's image had cracked, and suddenly every pep talk sounded rehearsed.
She's a street hustler. She's gonna run till she gets caught kind of thing.
The mullet wasn't redemption anymore, it was a mask slipping, and then more cracks. 2008. Tim Youngblood Chapman, longtime team member, was arrested for allegedly masturbating in his car outside a mall. Tim said he'd spilled orange juice and was just cleaning up. Sure, man, orange juice. The charges were dropped, but the tabloids feasted. The team went from bounty hunters to punchlines, like mall cops with god complexes. Then came 2011. Bar fight in Colorado. Dog's crew barged in hunting a fugitive. Chaos erupted, shouting, threats. Someone allegedly sprayed cleaning fluid. Dog was filmed yelling, "Come on, white boy." A crew member screamed, "I can fuck you up and not get charged. Due process, but make it Mountain Dew edition." Meanwhile, internal drama hit boiling point. In 2012, Dog's sons Leland and Dwayne Lee Jr. stormed off the show. On-camera shouting matches, Beth screaming, "Call your dad." The Chapman clan became the Kardashians of bounty hunting, only sweatier. Then there was the money. Remember the Andrew Luster case, the one that made Dog a household name? Turns out he never paid the lawyer who helped make that happen. In 2013, Dog was ordered to pay $880,000 in unpaid legal fees. He didn't, for years. Redemption arc, meet unpaid invoice. By the early 2010s, Dog wasn't chasing fugitives. He was dodging lawsuits, family, and PR disasters. And you could feel it. The show lost its spark. The chases felt tired. The hugs felt hollow. Dog's "You're better than this, brother" speeches sounded more like damage control than grace.
Get down now. Get down.
Hands behind your back.
It wasn't good guys chasing bad guys anymore. It was TV trying to pretend the good guys weren't falling apart. Every icon has a breaking point. For Dog the bounty hunter, it came dressed in sunglasses, proposing to his new girlfriend on Dr. Oz. Let's rewind. In 2019, Beth Chapman, Dog's wife, co-star, and the only person who could yell louder than he could, passed away. Fans mourned. Dog mourned. And then, barely 6 months later, he started dating Moon Angel, Beth's former assistant. Twitter imploded. His daughter Lissa accused Moon of literally moving into Beth's closet. The hashtag practically wrote itself, hashtag it's not when or why, it's who. But Dog wasn't done. He invited Moon onto Dr. Oz, and in a moment that defied dignity, logic, and emotional processing, he proposed to her. On air, Moon declined, politely. On camera, it wasn't reality TV, it was a public breakdown in 1080p. Then came fiancé number 2, Francie Frayne. Less scandalous until Dog's daughters Bonnie and Cecily revealed they weren't invited to the wedding. Why? According to Bonnie, because she supported Black Lives Matter.
Let's invite you because you're taking part in Black Lives Matter protests.
I think that
What followed was a nuclear-level fallout. Bonnie posted an open letter accusing her father of racism, homophobia, cheating on Beth while she was dying, and just for flavor, aligning with QAnon. Dog denied everything, said he was being manipulated, asked for prayers. Classic Chapman PR move. Step 1, get caught. Step 2, cry in a leather vest. Step 3, say Satan's testing you. But this wasn't just personal, it got worse. In 2021, Dog launched a comeback show, Dog Unleashed, raw, gritty, a return to form. It was canceled before it even aired.
Crime victims are the real underdogs.
The production company accused him of breaching his contract. Internal investigations followed. Dog refused to participate. And according to Bonnie, yes, again, he was fired for using racial and homophobic slurs on set. You'd think that was the low point. You'd be wrong, because in 2023, Dog dropped the mask completely. In a bizarre Christian YouTube interview, he unleashed a full-on homophobic tirade, calling LGBTQ+ people wacko, blaming them for societal collapse, and deploying the theological equivalent of a Facebook chain post. God didn't make Adam and Steve. Reminder, his daughter Lissa is gay. He didn't attend her wedding, didn't post about it, didn't speak on it. Lissa, somehow still diplomatic, said her dad always just loved me and that they don't talk about it. Translation, we don't bring up homophobia at Thanksgiving because I like mashed potatoes more than arguments. At that point, even loyal fans tapped out. The myth was gone. Dog wasn't a reformed felon. He was an angry uncle with a brand deal. The mullet no longer stood for redemption. It was a warning label. Dog didn't jump the line. He hogtied it, tased it, and blamed it for skipping bail. Once he was a symbol of transformation. Now he's a case study in what happens when a redemption arc keeps going, long after the redemption stopped.
Excuse me, she's being arrested.
So, what's left? What do you get when you strip away the scandals, slurs, failed comebacks, and Dr. Oz proposals? You get Dog the Bounty Hunter, late stage edition. All vest, no bite. He still wears the gear, still flashes the badge, but the danger, gone. The edge, dulled, the message, recycled. Where once he kicked down motel doors and shouted moral slogans mid-tackle, now he mostly posts filtered selfies and inspirational Bible verses, sandwiched between merch links for cross-branded trucker hats.
Computers. All right here to over there. Oh no.
Dog's TV persona used to be chaotic good. Now it's just content. Let's be real, the bounty hunts feel scripted. The redemption speeches sound like leftovers. Even the mullet seems less iconic, more ironic. Because Dog didn't adapt. He doubled down on leather, on slogans, on a worldview stuck in 2006. And in doing so, he became a template, not for heroism, for TikTok parody. There's an entire corner of the internet dedicated to clowning him. Commentary videos, meme compilations, dog versus joke formats, dog versus Thanos, dog versus Batman, dog versus reality. Spoiler, he loses every time. Even Snoop Dogg chimed in, posting a side-by-side and writing, only one dog still has fans. And yeah, he still has a base. The Facebook moms, the trucker cap crowd, your uncle who still forwards chain emails and thinks dogs should have run for sheriff. But he's not relevant. He's relic. A walking echo from a time when reality TV was loud, unfiltered, and problematic, but still had some kind of heart. Now, it's just the problematic part. No tension.
Great film. This is a lot better than I thought it would be.
No charm, just reruns, recycled tropes, and a man yelling at culture from the wrong decade. Even his big comeback during the Brian Laundrie case fizzled out. He showed up in Florida, announced he had credible tips, sprained his ankle 2 days later, and vanished. One viral comment nailed it. Dog showed up, hurt himself, and dipped. Iconic. That's where we're at. He's not a bounty hunter anymore. He's a meme with merchandise. So, can Dog the Bounty Hunter be saved? Short answer, no. Long answer, also no. But let's pretend for a second. Because beneath the scandals, lawsuits, and televised ego meltdowns, there was something real. A man who crawled out of prison, built a second life with zip ties and Bible quotes, and somehow turned pain into primetime television. He wasn't polished, he wasn't perfect, but in his own weird way, Dog gave people hope. Hope that you could screw up, turn it around, and still be the good guy. That mattered. But here's the problem with being the symbol of redemption. You have to stay redeemed. Dog didn't. He froze in time. While the world moved on, he clung harder to his brand, mullet, leather, and a worldview last updated during the Bush administration. And slowly, that brand became parody. The vigilante became a grifter. The man became a meme. He didn't fall from grace, he refused to grow. And the world simply stopped waiting. Now he's not a cautionary tale. He's a living warning label. What happens when a redemption arc turns into a rerun? There's no reboot coming, no Dog 2.0, no apology tour that'll make this clean again. The bounty's expired. So what's the moral here? Maybe it's this. You can escape prison. You can even escape obscurity, but you can't escape yourself. Because in the end, Dog wasn't taken down by a fugitive. He was taken down by Dog.